Hi, this is Mike Regan with Transact's 2-Minute Warning for the week of July 6th. And in this week's 2-Minute Warning, we're talking about some really important issues that could affect your LTL cost. On July 14th, we are going to be hosting a webcast with 3 of the top leaders from the top 10 carriers in the United States of America. Really unusual. Rarely are you ever going to get to hear from resources like this. We're hosting it in conjunction with our friends from NITL and CSCMP. It's going to be on July 14th at noon. You want to get signed up. Now, the reason I think this is so important is based on the fact that last week I was having a conversation with a C-level executive, called me up and he said, I've heard all these great things that Transact can do to help companies lower their LTL costs. What are some of the things we need to know? I said, basically it boils down to 3 questions you should be asking yourself. First, how does my freight fit on the networks of the carriers I'm giving it to? One of the secrets in LTL freight is understanding the role of density. You want to give the right freight to the right carrier at the right time in order to get the right price and the right results. Now, the second thing I mentioned to them is the carriers are always looking at how much does it cost to serve your business. Now, this is reflected in an important ratio called the operating ratio. In one of our white papers, we talked about LTL sourcing. We included a copy of an operating ratio, and people were shocked at the level of details that the carriers gather to determine exactly how much it costs to serve your business. Now, the lower your operating ratio, the better it is for the carriers. The higher the operating ratio, you increase your chances that you're going to get rate increases that you really don't want to have. And that leads us to the third and very important factor. What exactly are you asking the carriers to do above and beyond just moving freight for you? Because one of the things we've learned from carriers like FedEx, UPS, and the airlines is the art of the accessorial charge. And basically, if you are asking them to do something that goes beyond moving freight, expect to pay an accessorial charge. And let me give you an example. Before you say, well, we need this because X, Y, and Z, that's the way we do business. One of the things I talked to a CEO, do you think that every one of your customers requires lift gates when a trailer shows up? No. In fact, when they did the study, only 40% of their customers needed liftgate services, but they were paying a premium on every trailer that went out of there with liftgate services, even though the customers didn't need it. What about service levels? Does it really need to be there by 8 o'clock or can it be there by 12 o'clock? Folks, we could give you example after example. And that's one of the reasons why our rapid assessment has proven so popular. When we come in and help companies take a look at a supply chain based on facts versus assumptions, you can reduce your cost by 10, 15, even 20%. Now, if you're interested in learning more about that rapid assessment, send me an email, give me a call, let's talk via Calendly. In the meantime, get signed up for our LTL webcast on July 14th at noon. It's going to be great. We make all of this available because with each and every 2-minute warning, here to remind you, on your team, here to help, passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.